in English and Hindi, whichever is comfortable, because that is how we have become. And today, सबको यहाँ पर सतरंगी सलाम और जुहार. वैसे जिस टॉपिक पे मेरे को बोलने को बोला था, जो मुझे बोला गया था, वो ये था कि जेंडर आइडेंटिटीज, रिप्रेस सेक्सुअलिटीज पे बात रखें और खास करके चिल्ड्रंस लिटरेचर पे. Though I've been introduced as speaking against expressions against fascism, but I think every time anyone from the margin speaks, or any time there is expression either of repressed sexualities, of repressed genders, or of any repressed community, it is an expression against fascism. So while I will speak on that, I think it will still fit against various expressions against fascism. First, I would like to thank Virsam for giving us this space and giving us a platform to speak about not just one's struggles outside, but also the struggles inside the literary world that many people coming from different identities have to face when they start expressing something different, which is different from what is always perceived as normal. So today, standing here as a queer person, standing here as a woman who has her roots in feminist and queer politics, and then found a space in left politics, someone who's to always think that will a person like me in her true self be accepted in a world that does not or invisibilizes a lot of sexualities, a lot of genders, and a lot of types of love. So will the revolution also have place for people who are transgender, people who are queer, people who are women who do not ascribe to the same notions of family and marriage that most of these movements usually espouse? And today, standing here having that space, I think we have come a long way. And while there is still discomfort, there is also the comfort of knowing that at least today we have the space to create more space. So thank you, Virsam, for allowing us this space, and hope that we can forge a long journey ahead. Literature is a place that allows us to take out our anger, to express our true selves, but it is also a place which allows us to question many things that we don't understand, to allow us to question things that are always considered natural. But it gives us the space to not just express doubts against the world, but also express doubts against ourselves. It is also a place that allows us to apologize, which allows us the place to be accepting, not just to embrace, but to also say that we had made mistakes, that there were things that we did not understand, that there were people that we had discriminated against, but now we have a chance to rectify those mistakes and grow as people. And this is a good occasion to start with that. It is also a place for self-discovery. Many of us have discovered ourselves through literature. When the world talks about one thing, there are things that we have been able to find in different kinds of literature that was not considered revolutionary, literature that was not even considered, in that sense, left-oriented literature, which was at that time considered postmodernist. Every time when people were talking about gender expression, it was seen as a concept that was elite, it was seen as a concept that was not pro-people. While this was being said to us, it was also true that in some far-off place in a village, 2 girls were committing suicide because they did not think that their love was good enough, that there were transgender people who were in jails and who were being beaten up and raped every day, but their issues never became civil liberty issues. They did not become issues of human rights. Till there was caste politics, there were people who were dying because they couldn't marry outside of their caste. But those issues never became mainstream issues. Still, I think a large movement of people who were concerned and people who were feeling the brunt of those repressions took to the streets took to literature, spoke out, and then there came a time when now 377 has also been taken back, but the journey is still long, and we still have to find spaces within us where we have to look into our personal discomfort. Political rights is one thing, but also how we see genders, how we see sexuality, how we see families and marriages is something that is a place of personal discomfort that has to be challenged every day. And that is the space that literature and poetry gives us. I want to, sorry, Allah. थोड़ा स्पेस में ये सब बातें रख के मैं भी नर्वस हो रही हूँ, इसलिए इधर उधर आई एम ऑल ओवर द प्लेस. पर मैं एक पोएम से शुरू करना चाहती हूँ और एक पोएम से एंड करना चाहती हूँ. This is also a poem which talks about love, of many kinds of love, and is also, in my sense, a homage to all our comrades who are in jail. And those who are in jail by the jail that the governments have created, and many of us who are in jails, which is a creation of our own social biases and our bigotry. It rained today, and the smell of wet earth fills me with a desire to write my first poem, a love poem. In this poem, I will weave magic that will dissolve these prison walls and let you come to me. For a while, it will reunite us with our dreams. In this poem, I will fill 1,000,000 colors, more than that of 1,000 rainbows. The colors which will weave a sky so dazzling that for a while we will see nothing, only beauty. In this poem, I will give you a fragrance of 1,000,000 flowers. It will mix with our breath. We will lie together for a few stolen moments, trying to recognize each one by one. And for a while, it will soothe the agitation in our veins. And when we rise from our scented rest, we will carry the perfume of this love poem. For days, we will sing it under our breath. This poem will keep us alive till we are together again. This ink is too thin. It cannot hold the thickness of my anger. This water cannot write of my desire to rip out everything that is complacent and overfed in me. I want to become a restless, hungry beast. I want to reach somewhere deep inside and wrench open the floodgates of a rebellion.